Wow, I'm not getting any section, any kind of streaming going at all. Hopefully it pops up for me. Hang on. There we go. Hi guys, welcome to Karma on Deck. I'm Karma. This is your Scorpio reading for the week of October 12th, 2020. Let's take a look and see what this energy is going on. I have to say intensity is part of the theme for you this week. Intensity being all about, like, Scorpios are already intense. You know, they have this undercurrent, like that deep waters kind of thing, and they can be a little intense too when they're on their dynamic. However, the Mercury retrograde started out with a little bit of that energy, and I would encourage you to look that up. Let's take a look and see what your reading looks like for this week. Starting out, 5 of coins, you're looking at your money. So this is about the puzzle and the maze. There's some deadlines that are coming up that are requiring you to pay attention to. This usually indicates pressure. And when I talk about pressure, it's like, you know, I got to get to the bank by 5, or I have to get this project done for this show that's coming up, or, you know, I have to have my podcast announced, or, you know, there's things that have to do with deadlines in this, you know, excuse me, anything from signing a contract, making an interview, paying a certain bill, or getting on top of something. The 5 of coins having to do with this puzzle, like trying to figure out what you're going to do with your money and your resources and what you're going to do next. 4 of swords is that intensity. So you can see the needle on his nose. So that's like that pressure where everything seems to be, you know, really finite and small and tiny, and like, ooh, you can't miss a certain thing. So there's like this attention to detail kind of thing going on too. I do see the 6 of wands, which is our little clue that it's a blues clue that tells us that there is a little bit of money coming your way, like a surplus, not like an increase in raise or anything. I do see a possible move that might be work, because we do see you a concern with your money. So if you're moving offices, changing locations, etc., the 7 of coins in this deck has a tendency to tell us that there's this little idea that you're looking to move, might move, or possibly do something local. That could be anything from your office to your bedroom, but it's a move, it's a shift, it's a change of some type. I do see some indecision for Scorpio right now. 2 of swords is in play. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. And what that looks like is a scale in the middle where we don't feel like we can win in either direction, lesser of 2 evils. You know, this might come up for you. Perfect example is voting. Like, you know, some people sit in the middle of the ground and they're like, they get so overwhelmed with data analysis paralysis. And next thing you know, they're like, I just don't know what to choose. They don't feel like they can win. And that's a comment that people say all the time, which is, you know, the lesser of 2 evils, right? So the 2 of swords is a tough decision that needs to be made. 4 of cups, emperor, page of wands. I think it was Virgo. Was it Virgo that I did? Libra. Libra had that similar energy with, you know, getting some education or an education model right there. Hi, Gloria. That's my girl right there. I am seeing the Emperor, the Strength card, your major card. You only have 2, so it may be feeling intense, but it's not going to be out of control, because the Emperor is all about personal leadership. So if you think about divine feminine and divine masculine, and the difference between an emperor and an empress is an emperor and empress rule alone. They mostly come up as very independent entities and beings, and they're whole and they're complete, yet they have specific characteristics and qualities. So an emperor is somebody that's very driven and dynamic and outgoing and go get. So if you think of a male that goes to get, conquering king kind of thing, where the empress is more like protecting and nurturing the kingdom and bringing people in and having, you know, the masses come to bring the queen gifts, right? That would be me. I'm going to be the empress. I'm going to be like, come to me. I'm not going out there to conquer nations. Bring them to me in gifts and velvet. So the Emperor is a very leadership card. It's a very dynamic card that's, you know, kings and queens rule together, but emperors and empresses really come up as these independent, driven, hard nut to crack kind of thing. So this might be the energy that you have to pull from in order to get things done. It might also be telling us that you're stepping into some leadership coming up, and you'll be expected to display a lot of those qualities from it. I do see a lot of labor coming up for you, which indicated by the 3 of coins, which is your, you know, there's a lot on my plate, a lot of things to do, but not overwhelmed, just plenty busy and active. This is physical. Some education. I am seeing that Scorpio might have a little bit of a short temper, so you have it on a short leash here. Page of swords. See that? This is like, I'm ready to cut your head off with their head. But really, this is just like PMS with no sting, road rage with nobody else on the road. It's just like this brewing sensation of wanting to speak out. at inappropriate times. So it's just rein that in if you can. Again, we're getting a lot of the strength card lately for almost all of the readings this week. And the strength card, and I'll say it as many times as it comes up, needs to be heard. But the strength card is the parable, the fable of someone going to find a lion in the wilderness and they pull the thorn from its paw. Okay. And what happens is when you heal something from your past, or when you make friends with your past or an enemy, or like really try to understand that thing, and it becomes your strength. So the strength card really is about bringing your power forward from your past experiences, and that includes wisdom, etc. There was some mistakes that were made in the past, indicated by the Knight of Coins, that caused you to be really concerned about repeating lessons, repeating certain things, and you don't want to start over. You definitely don't want to go back to being a noob. That's like, you know, you're a CEO and things go belly up because of certain situations that I refuse to name. And you find yourself starting over, and there are these moments where you think to yourself, I'll flip burgers if I have to, you know, but you don't want to start over, and you don't want to be doing the, you know, groundwork all over again when you know you're so much better. And I feel like you have the Queen of Coins and the Emperor, which tells me this leadership in your brain and in your blood is just like, I can't. And you really want more for yourself. So the Emperor is a, you know, that harbinger. It's like letting us know that you're headed into this leadership. So leadership is the name of the game for you on this one. Let me see if there's anything that I'm missing in here. I do feel like things are going to move a little quickly for you. So watch yourself if you feel as if you're losing. We always call this like slipping timelines, or feeling as if you have like either, we were having these big discussions about feeling like time is changing or moving at different rates, and just either standing still or just feeling like you're repeating moments. But there's a lot of timeline shifts and stuff. But you have the Eight of Cups, and that usually says that things are going to move quickly for you. I know that timeline thing was a little weird. So let's take a look and see what's up for you with your moon reading. Like, subscribe, and share on my YouTube. I would really love to have your support there. That's my favorite platform. All your weekly videos and readings you can find on there. Ooh, my phone is dying. Let's look at your moon reading for Scorpio. Ten of Wands. So Scorpio really has this thought of, you know, if I let anything slip, it'll all fall apart. And when you have that mentality, there's this thought that you have like, you know, if I fail, if I drop something, if I don't take this stewardship, this leadership, this task on, no one else will do it. I do see for Scorpio a little bit of drama that's going on. And I feel like you got your back up about something, like very stubborn attitude. We have the Seven of Wands, and that's feeling like you have your weapons out ready for anything kind of thing. I'm also seeing as if you might owe somebody an apology. You're kind of tired of things being the same over and over and over again. You're desperately looking for a change, and I do see the Death card for you. Now that indicates change. It's my favorite card. I'm talking a little fast because I can see my my phone dying here. I'm gonna lose you guys. Hold on. Let's see if I can rescue this video. Thank you for your patience. Hello, Mercury. There we go. Okay, I think we're good. All right, I didn't want to rush through this because there's some pretty significant cards that are going on here. You have the Fate card. Now, the Fate card and the Wheel of Fortune is that, and sometimes it can be just as simple as being times or seasons change, which it's a clue when seasons do change. However, it also means divine timing and perfection. So when you have the Wheel of Fortune, it can indicate fate. However, in this respect, I feel like it is time for change for you. And I say this because right after that, we have the Eight of Pentacles. And we have time, which is you're doing the same thing over and over again, trying to get different results, or that you've just been on this track trying to hold things together, but you have the Fate card with it. So that indicates change. That lets us know that change is on the rise, right? And you might have to step into like these feelings that you have of, you know, I don't know if it's accommodating other people, making amends with other individuals. I feel like your emotions are all rising to the surface, and you're feeling as if, you know, if you don't say something, things could pop, or you feel like you're going to deteriorate a little bit because these things that need to be expressed aren't coming out. But I see the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups, and nobody likes to feel awkward, and those are both very awkward energies. And also the Knight of Wands, which is like an apology, and the Page of Wands is a request, like go out with me, right? Look, this is my queen's pledge with the sword and the flower where he pledges his knighthood to the queen. And this one right here is pretty much the same. The female saying, you know, one's like an apology at times and the other one is like, I'm looking for a fresh start. The Knight of Cups is about being emotionally overloaded. So these emotions, when not processed, have a tendency to be unpacked quickly, like a little firecracker, unless you take some time out to process them. I am seeing the death card. If I say one more time, or definitely. The death card is all about change. It's like that baptism. It's the Sunday morning. It's the new beginning. And I want you to think about it that way because change is on the rise and the Wheel of Fortune is in place. So it tells us it's time for that. I really like this reading for you. I'm looking to see if there's anything else that's missing. Remember, vulnerability is the key to communication. 80% of, I don't know the number anymore, of communication is body language. Body language, subconscious communication and transmission is the way that most people pick up energy. So, you know, it's out there anyway. You just have to address it and clear it because otherwise people make up dialogues about what's going on if they don't have solid information from you. Let's pull a card for you from Divination of the Ancients and see what your weekly card is from the Oracle deck. Fragmented, which is interesting. So shagai, so these are the bones that you throw kind of like runes, and they are noted to be like, you know, divination stones. And shagai, when you throw the bones, are different parts, and it talks about being fragmented. So what do you do to put your pieces back together? First of all, you don't overcommit. Secondly, you focus on you. And thirdly, give yourself a little grace, because if you're feeling fragmented and going in different directions, you got to scale it back. I mean, and it all starts with you. And I say this once, I'll say it every time. And you can't serve from an empty cup. So when you have all these requirements, people pulling on you, things that you want to do and get done, you know, if you don't have that cup full and that motor full of gas, there's nothing you can give. You can't go the extra mile. So remember, self-care is key. So, and also fragmented has to do with focus. What are you focusing on? Pay attention to the direction that your brain takes you, and give your subconscious mind a little meditation so you can quiet all the other input and voices that demand on you constantly. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I am going to come right back up here and do Sagittarius, my other favorite sign. Scorpio, Sagittarius, and my Geminis. Well, there's a Taurus in there too, Sally. So let's do this for you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Like I said, like, subscribe, and share. I'll catch you guys on YouTube. Look for that Easter egg. Thanks, guys.